you'll notice that I'm playing those fairly open and I'm not crushing them, and I'm keeping them as even as possible. Now, if you have heard pipers play jigs, you'll know that GDEs are usually played quite quickly, maybe like this. So I noticed that my E grace note in the GDE sequence tends to be rather tight, and a lot of people I've heard over the years have found the same thing. So it helps to give the fingers just a little bit of a stretch so that you can have a bit more flexibility in doing the GDEs, because that will help to increase the chances that you'll be able to tap the finger properly and quickly when the time comes. So let's do that exercise one more time, and then after that, we'll speed it up just a little bit. So that is roughly at 70 beats a minute when I set my metronome at 2/4 times. So 70 beats a minute. So that is a fairly slow, but high enough tempo that it should be comfortable for many people to be able to play through those exercises. Now, when you go up, I would recommend that you look at playing at 75 beats a minute. So dun 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 dun. Let me play that to show you what I mean. I got my metronome set at 75. So now that did feel a little bit slower than the way I played it at the beginning of this video, but that's okay. We're not on a race to get the quickest GDE grace notes in the sequence that we can. The goal of this exercise, and GDEs in general, is to get them as clean and accurate and structured as possible. And we're not going to get into the whole debate about whether they should it should be da, 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 da. We're not doing that. We want to keep these as round as possible. Okay, the pointed ones, kind of like the dot and cut ones. Those are more a little bit of an Irish sort of feel to them, which is not wrong. Just in this case, we're focusing on making them round. Okay. So if you are used to playing GDEs in the Irish sense instead of this other sense, then that's okay. It'll be very beneficial for you to learn how to play them and be able to swap them between the two styles, because if you play in a band, some places will want you to play Irish versus I'm going to call the Scottish side of playing the GDEs point dot and cut or roundish. So let's bring this up to let's bring this up to 80. So 80 beats a minute for the GDEs. So Now at the beginning of the video, I just realized that I was probably playing the C's twice and the other ones once. And then as I progressed more into bringing up the tempo of the GDE sequences, that I started playing GDEs twice through. So apologies if that threw you off at all. I didn't realize that I did that, but I think I just noticed it. So that is not a problem. It just means I'm getting more practice, and if you're following this, you will as well. So let's bring this up to 85 and try the GDEs again. And we're going to, for simplicity, we're going to do all of the GDEs except for the C's once. We're going to do the C's twice, and we're going to do the other ones first. So start the low G. So I did all of them except for the C's once. I did the C ones twice. So let's bring it up to 90. So you might not have noticed a whole lot of difference between 70 and 75, but to me, once I got up to 80 and then started going higher and higher, now I'm at 90, I noticed that the speed of the GDEs was noticeably increasing. Wasn't as noticeable from 70 to 75, and that's just how I perceived it. So now we're at 90, so let's give this a shot again, the same thing. Well, we're going to do each one once because I just messed up. 'Now we're going to bring it up to 95. We're going to do it again. Hundred here. Da, 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 da. Okay. Da, 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 da. That was 100. Let's go up to 105 now. We're going to keep bringing it up and up. You'll probably notice that I'm having to go just a little bit faster, but this is a fantastic exercise to hear how clear or indistinct perhaps that your GDEs might be. So 105. And let's go up to 110, and we might have to get up to 120 before we really start hearing more closer jig tempo GDEs. So at 110. So one other thing that I just noticed is that you have to be very conscious and mindful of where the middle grace note, the D, is being put into the trio of grace notes. It's very easy for the D grace note to get either two ahead or two behind in the sequence. So it might even be completely off, or it might be bang on. It's hard to tell if you're not being consciously aware of each one of the grace notes and where it's flowing or falling rather in the sequence of grace notes for timing. So I'm having to watch that myself. So 115. And 120, we might have to go up to 130. Let's bring it up to 130. It's going to be a bit of a jump. 130. So I messed up in the little bit there, but you can see how it's slowly starting to sound more and more like jig tempo. So I'm probably gonna have to, you might have to take this all the way up to 160, I'm thinking, for it to sound like it's in a real jig. But you hopefully get the idea that I'm bringing across is that starting them slow is very helpful in figuring out where you might have any potential problems with GDEs and getting them good. When things are being crushed and you're having a hard time playing them, without slowing them down a lot, it is very, very challenging to get them to slow down enough so that you can get the clarity and cleanliness of the movement to a degree that is cleaner and it's better than what you were playing before. You might not be able to see some of my fingers jumping off the chanter very much, especially the E. It's because I'm used to playing my GDEs tighter, especially when I play jigs and bands and in solos and stuff. I can't have my my grace notes very high off the chanter, so I can't do that. I don't have when you're playing a jig at pretty much any tempo, really, that's discernible enough to be considered not dull or leggy. You have to make the grace notes quick enough so that they don't disrupt the flow and enjoyment of the tune. So when you play those, the fingers can't go too far off the chanter. So they can't be like this. It's more better to do like this. And like this. See, that's closer to the type that you want, but the faster you start to play tunes with GDEs, the faster you're going to have to tap the fingers of the grace notes on the chanter so that you don't obstruct the flow and tempo of the tune. So it's kind of the same thing as when you're playing D throws really quickly. You can the farther off the chanter your fingers come when playing the embellishment, the longer it's going to take for you to complete the movement and then move on to the next part of the tune. With these GDEs, these are very, very helpful because these are also found in a lot of reels as well. So I hope that you found this video very helpful. Do yourself a favor and work with a metronome because a metronome doesn't lie. Humans can lie even though we don't like to, but a metronome will not lie because it's never going to change unless you change it. It's like a computer program. It's not going to change unless you change the code in it. So thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, folks.